Okay, take one. Folks, I'm here very informally. I was up in Maroochydore and I thought I'm going to drop in and see my mate Kurek Ashley. And so I'm here today very informally with Kurek Ashley. I'm on a home video camera, nothing very professional. Kurek, as you guys will know, was part of our event from its inception in 2009, came back and helped us out in 2010. And here for QREAS, the Queensland Real Estate Agents Summit Unleash Hell, I wanted to have a quick yarn, very informally, on a very bad camera, on Kurek's back deck here on the lovely Sunshine Coast, looking out at the very nice lifestyle that Kurek enjoys every day. Mate, thanks for hanging out with me for 5 minutes, buddy.
My pleasure.
All right, well, Kurek, I don't know how much you've heard about the real estate industry lately, mate, but fact is, there's a lot of agents in pain and struggling, and the folks who are seeing this video would have seen some of my marketing. Mate, what can they expect as an overview from yourself as your third visit to us here in Brisbane at the Queensland Real Estate Agent Summit? What can they expect out of peak performance coach Kurek Ashley?
Well, Glenn, what's happening in the real estate industry is not much different than what's happening just across the planet in all business, and that is that right now we're being challenged, which things are changing. Well, the world always changes, and we're being challenged. And one of the things that has to happen in order to succeed is something that Charles Darwin said, and that is, it's not the strongest of the species that will survive, nor the most intelligent. It's the ones who are most able to adapt. So in order to adapt, we have to be strong. And in order to be strong, we have to exercise. Because then you can adapt to your environment where not only you can survive, you can actually thrive. And so I'm going to work with the people at your program on really how do you get yourself to that place where you can literally succeed and thrive even during the most challenging times. Because the truth, Glenn, is that it will come back. The market will come back. It always happens, you know, it peaks and it valleys, you know, and there's all these things in between. Well, the people get strong now when we're being challenged. As the market comes back, they're going to be super strong. Those are going to be people who are going to have massive success and massive results. So we're going to work on some real strategies, some real skills and tools that you can succeed always. Yet, you have to be a person who is willing to do what average people aren't willing to do. So you're going to have to get out of your old self and reinvent yourself, because if you're saying, no, I've tried everything, or it's not going to work, okay, you're already dead. You've already caught yourself, you're dead, you're done. You're going to have an open, unprejudiced mind, because it's really like a parachute. The mind works much better when it's open. You crash if it's not. So you're gonna have to start with that first, and not only come to the program, you're gonna have to come with an open mind and willing to do some things that you haven't been doing before, because that will produce results you've never had before.
Something sprang to my mind as you were saying that. Again, a quote you've said to me before, that strongest steel is going to be forged under fire.
That's correct. Well, you know, I study a martial arts style known as Aikido, and my sensei consistently reminds us that the way that we practice is the way that we'll participate in real life. So that when we're in a dojo, we have to practice with what's called Bushido, which means the warrior spirit. Because it's not about just doing the technique, it's about doing it with spirit, with that heart, with that passion. And that's it, that you get challenged in a dojo. When you're on the street, if that happens, you're ready for it. Well, that's life, is that the people who get challenged the most grow the most. It's what's called perturbation. It means going through your challenges and facing them to come out on the other side to be a bigger, more evolved version of yourself. So actually, the unique thing, Glenn, is challenges are exactly what we're asking for in order to get those grand rewards we want in life. We have to prepare ourselves here to be ready for this next level, and that's what the challenges do. As I always say, and you know, it's one of my favorites, is that you always get what you ask for, and it rarely comes in a package you thought it was supposed to show up in.
It reminds me, Kurek, because lately, you know, some of my guys who are truly succeeding, and as you'd know, in any market, in any business, in any economic conditions, there are still agents that are absolutely firing even now. Certainly not even waiting for it to turn around. They're kicking butt now.
Absolutely.
And some things that you've taught me over the years have been resonating with me lately. Like, you know, it's easy to be fired up when you feel like doing whatever it is that you don't feel like doing. And I suppose it would relate to your experience with the gold medal winning volleyball girls, that it's probably their work. And again, maybe extrapolate on that a little bit. It's what they do when they don't feel like doing it that made them the gold medal winners.
Well, Yeah, Glenn, anybody can be all pumped up and positive and happy when everything's going great. That's not personal development. Anybody can do that. Yet, the people who get the best rewards in life, you got to remember, is that those are the people who are taking risks, who are doing things that average people don't do. No, I didn't say it has to be massively different. I didn't say you have to reinvent everything in your life all at once, because I don't know anybody who can do that. The difference between a gold medalist and fourth place, now gold gets everything, fourth gets nothing, is 1/100th of a second difference in time. So if you think about, like, swimmers as an example, first swimmer touches the wall, fourth swimmer touches 1/100th of a second difference behind, he's fourth. Second place was 1,000th, third place was 2,000ths, third place was 100th. This guy gets everything, this guy, so just a little bit more, and to be a little more consistent with being that better person, that more evolved version. If you fall off track, catch yourself a little faster and be willing to get yourself on track a little faster. Then once you master that area, do a little bit more. And that's what's called CDI, consistent daily improvement. See, because Glenn, the truth is that most people overestimate what they can do in the short term and underestimate what they can do in the long term. That means that you stay consistent with growth, you stay consistent with working on yourself and your success strategies. Man, over time it's massive. But people are so into the quick fix. Man, I gotta have it right now. New Year's resolution, I wanna get in shape. They hit the gym and they do a 4-hour workout. Okay, now they're so sore they don't go back. But the guy who keeps showing up for 20 minutes every day, 20 minutes every day, imagine the shape he's gonna be in a year later, instead of doing 4 hours one day and never showing up again. And it's just like, again, the martial arts style that I study, it's 8 years to a black belt, minimum. Well, 3,000 people have gone through the dojo that I belong to. 28 have stayed long enough to get their black belt. See, because again, is they want to go in and be Bruce Lee right off the bat, right? And to hold a goal for 8 years. See, most people can't do that. And for me, it's, I showed up in a dojo, they just knew that I'm a guy who's going to be earning my black belt one day, just because of that intention that I have and that the way that I show up, and I have spirit when I participate. And it's not about going out and fighting people. It's about working on myself and centering myself, because the truth is, and I know we were talking about this earlier, the guy that we have to work on, in martial arts is not that attacker out there. It's the attacker in here. The one who tells you you're not good enough, and the one who tells you it's too hard, and the one who, gives you doubt and fear and all the rest of the things. That's the guy that we got to handle. That's the attacker we got to handle, because when this guy's handled, there is no fight out there. You don't get in any beefs with anybody. And it's the same with life. It's really metaphoric for life, and that's why Aikido means, AI means to be in harmony with, Ki is energy, Tao means the path or the way of life. It's to be in harmony with energy. So right now, you need to get in harmony with what's happening out there in the world, in the real estate industry, marry with it and redirect the energy so that what you think is causing you failure, it becomes the same thing that makes you successful.
And so again, I love hanging out with you, man. I love being a member of your coaching program and the success that has done. And certainly some of the people from our events gone by, still part of your program and loving life. The feedback I get from that is incredible. So if you were talking to someone, just in summary, hopefully that by the time they're watching this, they're already converted. But someone's sitting on the fence saying, oh, Glenn, 2 days, it's a lot of training, it's a lot of investment in time. Certainly we've made the price very affordable, that it's not a lot of investment in dollars. But the 2 days, I understand that is an investment. What would you say to someone sitting on the fence wondering whether they'd come and hang out with us for 2 days or not?
Okay, well, sitting on the fence represents stagnation. It means rotting. My #1 coined phrase, I believe, is that if you're not evolving, you're dissolving. And the other way to say that is if you're not growing, you're decaying. This is definitely not the time to sit on the fence. Not that there actually ever is. The world's always changing. And, every morning when you wake up, it's a new environment. So again, you have to adapt to your new environment if you want to be successful. Well, now, because it's more challenging than ever before, you definitely have to work on some strategies. And you have nothing to lose if you show up. You have everything to lose if you don't. If you walk away with one new idea one new concept, it can change your life. We were talking about it before, Glenn, is the guy from Facebook. You know, here he is, just a university student, kind of pissed off at a girl who broke up with him, gets an idea to do this thing called Facebook, becomes the fastest billionaire in history and the youngest billionaire in history from one new idea. At one moment he didn't have it, a moment later he had it, boom, billionaire. That's why you have to work on yourself, because it might even be just a distinction to what you think you already know that can unlock the key to your success right there, and you go, I got it, here I am. You're never going to get it sitting on the fence. Matter of fact, you're going to decay because you're going to start feeling bad, you're not evolving, you're not working on yourself, and your life just erodes away. And then one day you're going to look back over your life and go, man, why did I not just do something to work on myself to go forward? Now I'm too old, or now I'm on my deathbed looking back over my life with regret. That's the worst feeling in the world. Show up, work on yourself. You got nothing to lose, you got everything to gain.
There's a quote that some of the guys might have seen in one of my videos, and I probably pinched it from you, man, because I forget where I got it, but it was that the pain of discipline is way less than the pain of regret.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of agents that have left the industry feeling that pain and regret right now. That won't be you if you come and hang out with us for those 2 days. Kurek Ashley, thank you so much for hanging out with me for these few minutes, mate. We'll see you guys there at the Queensland Real Estate Agent Summit. Unleash hell.